Content and trigger warnings. This video contains graphic descriptions of crime scenes that some viewers may find disturbing, is intended for mature audiences only, contains adult dialogue and strong language which may be unsuitable for children, may have bloody violence. Viewer discretion is advised. He was the nicest kid, quiet, shy, kept to himself, but that's what I liked about him. On October the 3rd, 2012, Jake was anything but a nice kid. At 12:34 on the morning of October 4, 2012, Jake called 911 to report that he had killed his mother and younger sister.
Concord County 911, where's your emergency?
My house.
What's the address?
152 River Creek Lane.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
What?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a .22 revolver.
Jacob Ryan Evans, also known as Jake, was the only son of Darrell and Jami Evans. When he was attending Aledo High School, a brick-and-mortar school, he was an avid golfer, so naturally he became a member of the school's golf team. In January 2012, Jake and his younger sister, 15-year-old Mallory Evans, were withdrawn from high school so they could be homeschooled by their mother, Jami. Jami was a former vice principal and teacher at an elementary school in the district from 1989 to 2004. So she had enough experience where she'd be able to homeschool them, hopefully successfully. There was no information available as to the reason Jami suddenly decided to withdraw her children from a brick-and-mortar school and instead homeschool them, especially at the beginning of the new year when they were already settled into their separate grades at the school. Researching in terms of homeschooling versus going to a brick-and-mortar school, there were quite a few benefits that were listed. If parents are able to afford to homeschool their children and give them a high quality education, then they do so, either by homeschooling or, if they prefer, by private school. Other reasons for homeschooling include safety for their children, not having to deal with bullies, and even something as simple as being able to go on vacation whenever they want to. The danger is that the child or the children lose that communication and building of their social skills they need to have with their peers, leaving them feeling alone and unseen. With Jake, it's possible he was missing out on being a part of the golf team. And even though he was described as being shy, it's possible he missed out as well on hanging out with his friends at school. I wonder what was happening in that house that led him to want to kill his mother and his sister. On the 911 call with the operator, he said he had been planning to kill for a while. And no one specifically, just anyone. And then as it got closer to the week that he killed his mother and sister, he decided he wanted to kill his entire family. This included of course, his mother and younger sister, and his two elder sisters, his grandparents who lived across the street from his family, and his father. The thing was, his dad was out of town on business, and he was home with his mother and younger sister. His two sisters, one was away at college, and the second daughter lived with the grandparents across the street. I also wondered why it was that she no longer lived at home. She lived right across the street from her parents. You know, it's possible that she also felt that she needed space. Probably the mother was very hands-on, wanted to be involved in every single part of her children's lives. So the daughter moved in with the grandparents where she had less rules to deal with. There was no information available, of course, to confirm this, but based on what Jake said, that he felt suffocated, that's the only thing that I could go on. So as I was saying, Jake said he planned to kill anyone because he did not like the attitudes of people anymore and how rude they were to each other. I mean, take a walk, kid. Call up a friend to vent. Do something with any of your friends that were available. Do something that normal teens would do when they're upset with their parents, when they feel as if they're the only ones going through whatever it is they're going through. But I guess he was not a normal teen, was he? Jake claimed in his confession letter that during the week that he killed his mother and sister, he had watched the Rob Zombie directed horror movie Halloween 3 times. He said, I had just got home from the allergist and having lunch when I started watching Rob Zombie's Halloween. In the movie, a 12-year-old boy murders his stepfather's sister and his sister's boyfriend. It was the 3rd time this week that I watched it. While watching it, I was amazed at how at ease the boy was during the murders and how little remorse he had afterward. I was thinking to myself, it would be the same for me as he. I killed someone after I watched the movie. I put it back in the case and threw it in the trash can so that people wouldn't think that it influenced me in any way. So he watched the movie to build up the nerve to kill his family. Okay. I say bullcrap. He killed because he wanted to kill. If a movie influences anyone to kill, the issue lies within the person who kills, not what was portrayed in the movie. He probably said the movie was an influence on him because he wanted to use that as a part of his insanity defense. He seemed to be a smart enough kid, so after he watched the movie, threw it in the bin, he said he went outside to play golf in his yard. They lived in an affluent neighborhood, very big home, a gated community. The house is worth more than $500,000. He said he went outside after watching the movie to play, to hit golf balls for about an hour. He then went back into the house at around 5:30 p.m. and sat in the living room thinking about how he was going to kill his family, how exactly he was going to do it. So he said after he had killed his mother and sister, he was going to go across the road to kill his eldest sister Emily and his grandparents, and then he would wait until the next morning when his other sister Audrey would be home from college. He would then kill her too. Anyway, he said after he got up from the couch, it was between 6 and 6:30 p.m. So his grandmother called, asked his mom if he wanted to go with her to the cleaners. He said he did, so he went with his grandmother, and while they were out, he got dinner. After his grandmother dropped him back home, he took his dinner to the pool house and watched Family Guy there for a bit while he ate. He said he went back into the house and his mother and sister were watching what I assume was a presidential debate, which was October of 2012. He said he went back outside to swing his golf club and then went back into the house at around 9 p.m. He again started watching Family Guy, and his sister Mallory came upstairs about 10 minutes later. She asked him if he wanted to watch a movie with her. He told her no because earlier that day when they were at the allergist, she had allegedly made racist comments about a black worker who was mowing the grass. According to Jake, he said Mallory said, "Ha, that black guy looks like a monkey." He said he didn't like that because in the past she had made similar racist comments and had made fun of homeless people. He said he put her in her place and told her that she was becoming white trash. They continued arguing in the doctor's office, and after they left and got back into the car, he told her to look up the word lynching because he wanted to see if she had the same opinion about black people. Again, according to Jake, Mallory said she would never be a part of lynching, but she is a racist. He said he told her that she made him sick and called her a racist bitch. So anyway, after he told her he didn't want to watch a movie with her, she went to her room and he went downstairs to his parents' room and to their closet so he could get his dad's Swiss Army knife. I think it was a foldable knife. He went back upstairs, pacing back and forth, thinking about how he was going to kill Mallory. He didn't want to cause her pain or his mom pain when he killed them, so he was really struggling with it. So at around 9:30 that evening, he went to Mallory's room and asked her if she wanted to watch Waterboy. She said she did. So she sat on the couch beside the sofa he was on. He then told her he was going to the art room to get a pin. When he went to the art room, he stood there imagining killing Mallory. He was in the art room for about 30 minutes before he went back to the room where Mallory was watching Waterboy and sat on the sofa. He had the knife in his pocket and he was still thinking about killing her. About 5 minutes after he sat back down, he threw a pillow at Mallory and they started a pillow fight. During that time, he changed his mind from killing them with a knife because he didn't want them to feel pain, and instead decided to use a gun to kill them quick and easy. He had stolen that gun from his grandfather's house sometime during the week. His grandfather was a former Fort Worth police officer, so easy access. He told Mallory he had to go downstairs for a little bit. When he did, he checked to make sure his mom was in the study. He then went to his room and got the gun. He sat on his bed and was opening the cylinder over and over again. He said he spent about an hour walking around the house thinking about how he was going to kill them and how his life would never be the same and that he would never see them again. But I was wondering, he was walking, going in and out of the room, up and down the stairs, half an hour in the art room, an hour in his room. The movie, I'm sure, had already ended. His sister didn't come to look for him, didn't say, hey, you wanted to watch this movie with me, but you didn't watch anything. So I wondered, was it really that length of time as he indicated, an hour and a half at least being out of the room? Didn't Mallory go to check on him? She just went right back to her room apparently after watching the movie. Anyway, he went back upstairs. He stood outside the door for about 5 minutes. He then knocked on the door and told Mallory that their mom needed her. When Mallory came out of the room, he pointed the gun at her. She thought he was joking and asked him what he was doing. Whew. He said she thought he was joking and started freaking out. He said he shot Mallory in the back and then the head. He ran downstairs to the study, shot his mother 3 times. I'm surprised she didn't hear the gun, the first gunshot. Is the house that big that the shots couldn't be heard while in the same house? Anyway, he shot his mom 3 times, ran back upstairs to his room, and started screaming at the top of his lungs that he's messed up. He said he emptied the shells on his bed. He heard a noise and then realized that Mallory was still alive. He reloaded the gun, ran up to Mallory, said he was sorry, and shot her in the head. He quickly ran downstairs to the study and shot his mother in the head, wanting to make sure she was dead. After, he walked outside for a few minutes to calm down and then came back inside. He placed the gun on the counter and went to the living room to call 911.
And what is your name?
Jake Evans.
Jay Evans?
Jake Evans.
Are you sure they're dead?
Yes.
I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Hold on just a minute. Where is the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter.
Okay. It's a .22?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Jake, hold on. Stay on the line with me, okay?
All right.
Jake?
Yes.
Are you on any kind of medication?
No. Well, I've been going to the allergist a lot lately.
Yeah.
With my mom. But no, nothing other than that.
Okay. How old are you?
17.
You don't take any other kind of medication?
I mean, other than like Zyrtec and like Advil and, like Sudafed and stuff like that, for the allergies and headaches, but
yeah.
No.
Okay, do you, is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know, I wasn't, it's weird, I wasn't even really angry with them, it just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now. And,
the 2 of them, or just anybody?
Pretty much anybody.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really like people's kind of attitude.
Right.
I think they're very like, emotional. I don't know, verbally rude to each other and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't know.
It's okay.
It's just my family. I don't know. They're just kind of really. I guess this is really selfish to say, but to me, I felt like they were just suffocating me in a way. I don't know. I think obviously, I'm pretty, I guess, evil, but that's, whatever.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's all right. I'm listening. Okay, you have my undivided attention. Were your mom and sister in their beds?
No. This is really gonna mess me up for this, in the future.
You're not sitting by the gun, are you?
No, it's about like 10 or 15 feet away from me.
That's all right. Where's your dad?
He's out of town.
Do you know where he is? Out of town?
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And for, I guess, future reference, I don't really want to see any of my family members, like it and visiting or whatever. I don't know how it works or anything, but I just don't want any type of visitors. I don't want to see.
Okay. Where do you go to school, Jake?
Well, I used to go to Leo High School, but now I'm kind of being homeschooled.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want to hurt yourself, do you?
I'm a little freaked out about guns now.
Oh, sure. But you don't want to hurt yourself.
I don't know. I definitely, I assure you, I definitely don't like myself, But I'm just so freaked out by guns now, and just to let you know, like, I hate the feeling of killing someone. I'm gonna be messed up.
There are people that will help you.
Oh God.
Well, you just take a deep breath. We have deputies coming, and they're going to help you. We're here to help you, too, okay? We're going to help you. We're not going to hurt you. All right?
I understand if y'all want to,
No, we're not going to hurt you. We're there to help you, Jake. All right, everybody thinks that, we want to do bad things, but we don't. We want to help people. Right or wrong, we want to help people. And we're going to help you. Okay? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
We're also here to help. Okay. Okay. We're talking with our sergeant now. He's almost at your house. What I'll probably ask you to do, Jake, is when he gets there, is turn your porch light on.
All right.
Okay. Okay, and what he'll probably do is ask you to come out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So you'll be all right. You're going to be all right. Okay?
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with you, though, and talk with you. If that's okay. And you can talk to me. I'll listen. Is there anything you want to talk about?
No, not really.
Okay. What's your date of birth, honey?
1995.
Month?
May.
May. And the date?
May 22nd.
May 22nd, 1995?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you okay, Jake?
I'm just thinking about my sister.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's 15.
15.
Yeah. She was, I don't know. She had a really sweet side, but she was kind of racist and I don't know, kind of rude to me sometimes. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
How long ago did this happen, or how long ago did you shoot your sister and mom? Just a little while ago?
Yeah. Like
when you called?
30 minutes.
About 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
You'll be all right, Jake. Okay? You'll be all right.
I'm like really worried about like nightmares and stuff like that. Are there any type of medication for that and stuff?
Well, I think there is. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but the justice system, and I'm sure your family will get you the support you need.
I don't mean to sound like a wimp or anything, but this is wow. I've never done anything violent in my whole life,
You don't sound like a violent person. No, you don't. But there, help will be provided for you, medical and psychological. That'll be provided to you, okay? So you don't have to worry about that right now. Deep breaths, honey. In through your nose, real deep.
I just thought it'd be quick, I didn't want them to feel any pain. That's why I used the gun.
Okay.
But it was like everything went wrong.
It's all right. Keep breathing for me. Okay, just in through your nose, real slow, out through your mouth. Jake, my officers are almost there. Would you be willing to walk out on your own?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. I guess I should tell, I forgot, before I called,
Yes.
the gun on the counter, for some reason, when I put it down, it was loaded, just to let y'all know.
Okay, that's fine, as long as it's on the counter.
Yeah, it's on the counter, I swear.
All right, I believe you. Okay, they'll be there shortly, but I'll stay on the phone with you until, it's time for you to walk out. Okay?
All right.
Are you on your home phone?
Yes.
Is it cordless?
Yes.
Okay. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. You're doing good. What color's your house, Jake? Red brick?
Yeah.
Okay. Red brick? Okay. Okay. Okay, Jake, what I want you to do is, after we get through talking, I want you to put the phone down and leave it in the kitchen. You don't have to hang it up, okay? But I want you to walk outside, but when you're walking through the house and outside, stay visible. Don't hide behind any furniture. Open the front door. Do you have a glass screen door or a glass door, or just the front door?
Just front door.
Okay. When you open the front door, step back, put your hands behind your head, and slowly walk outside. Okay? Or keep your, I'm not behind your hand, but keep your hands up in the air. Just walk very slowly and walk outside, but keep your hands visible. All right, sweetie?
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and put the phone down and do it. And then just listen to what Sergeant Fletcher has to say. He's very appreciative that you're willing to come out on your own. He thinks that's great. All right?
All right.
And I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
hon.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Bye.
The 911 dispatch was quite nice, wasn't she? She did a good job of keeping him on the phone, and her conversational tone may have prevented him from taking his own life. He didn't indicate that in his confession letter or during the call, but you never know. He had a gun in the house, so it's possible. In December 2012, Jake was brought up on 3 indictments: committing capital murder by knowingly or intentionally killing his mother and sister, and individual counts of murder for his mother and sister. In January 2013, before they were even close to a trial, Jake's attorney signed a writ of habeas corpus, which is a formal written document that's basically saying, show me the body. In this case, they were saying to the court, show me the proof. Basically, show me the proof for the imprisonment of my client, who has yet to have a bond set. Before the habeas corpus, Jake was being held in a mental institution because they said he was not fit for trial. The insanity defense, it kind of made sense in that moment, but at the same time, I think he should have suffered the consequence immediately. There shouldn't have been, because he planned it out. He said in his confession that he had been planning to kill for a while, and closer to the end decided on killing his family. So the defense stated that for the indictment of the capital murder, that first count, it was unconstitutional because he was 17 years old upon allegedly committing the offense, and because the United States Supreme Court had established that neither of the 2 statutorily authorized punishments for this offense could be applied to him. The attorney asked for Jake to be immediately discharged from the capital murder offense, and said that his constitutional and statutory rights had been violated because he had not yet had a bond set. This basically means that he was considered a minor at the time of the murders, and according to the United States Supreme Court, as he was not yet 18 years of age, he did not fall into the category of someone who should be charged for capital murder. And in Texas, their laws were, with the capital murder, 17 and older, he would be tried as an adult. He would be, if found guilty of the offense, he would be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole or death. The judge denied the first count, which would be dropping the capital murder charge, and denied his release. But for the second count, his bond, a hearing was set. At the court trials hearing, Jake's bond was set at $750,000. His father, Darrell, testified that he would not be paying the bond, and Jake did not have any money to cover his own bond. Then at the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas in August 2013, they brought another writ of habeas corpus to the court regarding the denial of that first habeas corpus in January 2013. They gave the same arguments about the U.S. Supreme Court versus the laws in Texas, with Jake being under 17 years of age at the time of the alleged murders. He should be released. Those charges should be dropped because they basically had nothing to hold him for. But the appeals court said because Jake was 17 years old at the time when he allegedly committed the crime, the laws in Texas stated that he was considered an adult. He was not considered a juvenile, so he retried as an adult. So again, that first count, which would be to release Jake from jail and drop the charge on the murder charge, the capital murder charge, that was denied. And then for the second count, which was regarding the $750,000 bond, it was considered that due to the nature of the offense, and the circumstances in which they were committed, that bond would be upheld. And I know your attorney is supposed to defend you. That's what the attorney is there for. And Jake had a court-appointed attorney, so the attorney was fighting for him. But what I don't understand is Jake wrote a letter. He was not coerced in any way to write that letter. He wrote it in detail. He put his initials beside certain inquiries, and he signed it. There was no coercion. He signed to that. He didn't say he was coerced. They didn't come to court stating that he was coerced. He signed that letter. And the judge released that letter to the public. The judge released a letter to the public, which the attorney had, the attorney opposed, stating that it's going to cause a conflict for the jurors that would be chosen. But the judge decided that the letter would be released. I understand that the defense had to try everything to help his client, even if said client confessed to murder. But man, that's tough. That's tough to know that you're sitting beside someone who killed his mother and his little sister. And if you see in this picture, I know a picture's, the smiles in a picture don't tell the truth sometimes, and people act happy in, when they're posing for pictures when it's really not always the case. That's not always the truth. But you're sitting beside someone who killed his mother and his sister, the woman who gave him life, and whatever the reason, whatever Jake felt was the reason for that, he should have told his parents that he needed help. For one moment, he messed up the rest of his life. 2.5 years after the murder, it was determined that Jake was competent to stand trial. So Jake accepted a plea deal for 45 years, and he would be eligible for parole about 23 years, about half the time of those 45 years. With time served, those 2.5 years, he would be out. He should be out in 2032. I believe when he is out, I don't know if he's going to be living with his dad or any of his sisters or his grandparents, but all members of his family, which includes his sisters and his dad and his grandparents, his aunts, relatives on both sides, all signed a letter stating that, they're satisfied with the sentence that he was given. They didn't want to put Jake or themselves through a court case and having to go through everything. So they were satisfied with that. They all signed that letter, the letter you're seeing on your screen right now. But when he's released, who is he going to be living with? His dad? His dad and his new wife? His siblings? Is he going to be moving in with his grandparents or any relatives? I would be concerned. I wouldn't want to have him in my midst if he were my, relative or family member. He may move in with one of the women who writes him letters while he's in prison. I saw on a Reddit thread that there are some young girls who were saying how handsome he is, they would love to get with him. And that's very sad that women have such low self-esteem. I looked into what that would be, and it's a condition called hybristophilia. This is a sexual interest and attraction to someone who has committed a major crime. And women who go through this condition suffer from, as I said, low self-esteem. They believe that they can change a man from being cruel to being better. They see the little boy that this person once was, and they now want to nurture him, play that motherly role, which is really disgusting. Some want to share in the media spotlight. And there's also the notion of the perfect boyfriend, that they know where he is at all times. They don't have to do anything for him, really. they get to have someone who shows them any bit of affection, but they don't have to deal with, you know, cooking, cleaning, washing that person's clothes, things like that. But hopefully, hopefully, Jake doesn't do this again when he is out. I just, you know, really feel for that family, whatever it was that they went through at the time. It's very sad that he killed his mother and sister, but the good thing is he didn't get to kill. He stopped. The good thing is he stopped before he killed anyone else, and he didn't kill any strangers just to go out to kill because he felt like it, because he'd been thinking about it for a long time. I felt while I was reading that letter, the first time I read that letter, it felt so, there was this sadness that came over me knowing that he was aware, step by step. He was aware. He gave details of what he was doing before he killed them. He gave details of what he did after he shot them the first times and went back to shoot them the second times. I don't believe he should be released from prison, but the law is the law, and I hope that he was serious when he said he never wants to kill again, but I find that very difficult to believe, because if he were influenced, according to him, influenced by the actions of a fictional character in a movie, then I hope he never watches another movie that causes the same kind of influence or worse. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your comments below. Let me know if you think he will do it again once he's released. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. I am Roxanne. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.